Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Sistas episode 8, season 5, called Push to the Limit. And this show with Maurice, not seeing Maurice, is pushing me to the limit. But let's go ahead and talk about it. If you've been here before or if you haven't, either way, if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to subscribe. Y'all know I'm trying to grow my channel, so help your girl out by hitting subscribe, liking the video, tell a friend and tell a friend. It's free 99. So we pick up where we left off last week because we know Dani got backhanded in the face. So the loser tells Dani another man would have done her worse. Like, oh, she got smacked in the face, but another man would have done more. Okay. So he proceeded to spit on her. It was like a hawk spit. Like he was coughing up mucus. It was thick. It was just gross. Like we really could have done without that. Like I would have been fine without it. So she tries to run and he chases her down. Chases her down to the ground and he's like on top of her. He's forcing her to apologize to him. Even if she apologized, that don't mean that your peen ain't small. I mean, what she said doesn't mean it's not true. If you're saying women always do this. I'm just... Okay, anyway. So, as he leaves, Dani chases him outside. And he, like, pushes her down. So, she gets up and picks up a stick. I don't know where this big old piece of wood, it was, like, from a house. Where it came from. Smacked him with it, started beating him down with it. He run into his car. She bust the windows out his car. Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan. And then she's still pissed off. So, I'm like, it's giving waiting to exhale. What's about to happen next? She gets in her Kia and drives her car into his on the driver's side. We don't know what happened with this man. So we move on and we see Karen. She's in the bathroom hiding from her mother still because she's supposed to be on bed rest. And I'm like, well, I don't know what kind of light bed rest this is. Honey, I've been on bed rest before with my son. And when I say I couldn't get out of the bed, like I couldn't get up out the bed at all. But anyway, so Karen calls Andi and she tells her to basically, lie to her mother and tell her that her and the other sisters will babysit her so she can get out of her way because her mom is overbearing. She's overwhelming her. She getting on her nerves. She need to get her out the house. She need to get out the house. So Karen comes out and her mom made breakfast. And I'm like, you better appreciate having your mama there. Honey, my mama wouldn't have stayed one night. My mama would have stayed for a few hours, like at best. And she would have left. Oh, you need, okay, well, I'll come back another day and check on you. She might call, but she ain't staying. She not cooking. She not doing it. So if y'all got mamas that will, y'all better appreciate them mamas. So Karen tells her mom, like, this is the first time she woke up without thinking about Zach. And her mom was like, you was doing that. And I'm like, girl, I mean, I can understand, a couple months ago, but you still to this day. And when is she going to start showing? Like, we still... I promise you, like, this whole season has been 1 week. This whole season so far has been 1 week. Like, she was supposed to be on bed rest for what, 3 days? Am I missing something? Anyway, Miss Lisa, like, mentions what Fatima said about trying to put the dates together, the pregnancy calculator, the ultrasound pic. If y'all not going to get that early paternity test, then I don't want to talk about it. But... Karen is adamant, like, nope, I know it's Zach's. I looked at it already. And her mom's like, how do you know? She's like, oh, I just know. No, you just want it to be. And we want it to be so bad. So bad we want it to be Aaron's. So Andi is in her house, her penthouse, and Gary laid up in the bed looking real comfortable, like he lived there. Where do he live? Because he was living with her. Where does he live? Where's his kids? Anyway. So Gary laid up there and she telling him, like, look, I'm about to leave. So what you about to do? And he was like, what? He's in disbelief. Like, we used to live together. And she's like, that's the operative word. Like, we used to live together and we don't live together no more. So bye. And he's like, in the penthouse I got. And she like, don't do that. And definitely don't do that when she told her she paid the taxes on it. Like, okay, if I had to put some kind of money up at all, then you didn't, like, yeah, you got it, but then I got to put up the taxes. Then we went in on this together. It's still her house at the end of the day. If you're going to let her have it, let her have it. Like, he doing exactly what she thought he was going to do. That's why she won't let him stay. But They up there talking about they love each other and whatnot. Like, girl, you giving mixed signals and it's getting on my nerves. So, he acting jealous like he used to, like he always used to do. I would say let him go, but she's not. Robin ain't the better option. I think Andi needs to take some time. I think for real, all of these ladies, all four sisters, Fatima aside, because I don't know, I mean, she in there, but she ain't really friends with them. But the other four, the original four, all could take a break from men and dating. I mean, Sabrina don't got no choice right now, but the rest of them need to take a break. So he went to the bathroom to get dressed, to get ready to leave, and Andi's going through his little blazer, checking his pockets, and reading that paper again. And I'm like, she keeps reading that paper. What's on that paper? So we see Zach. He makes breakfast for Fatima. And he's like pressuring her to talk about the Karen situation. And I'm like, why? I thought we ended this when y'all went to sleep last night. Then you wake up and this is an argument. What's happening? So they forcing it, they dragging it, but he like, look, I got something I want to ask you. Have dinner with me, like let's go on a date. She's talking about why, girl, just go. She's so stubborn. So Robin confronts Hayden back at the office, and he like, look, you sent this unencrypted email. Who does it? Like, I know it was you. I got connections with the CIA. We traced it back to you because Hayden denying. So he can't no more. And Robin was like, look, did this really happen with Andi and that janitor? And he like, oh, yeah, it happened. Oh, I know. Now, it did happen, but how does Hayden know? So, Hayden like, no, it's definitely true. And Robin was like, look, you about to be on your last strike. If you do something else again, anything at all, it don't matter. You out. I wouldn't even tell him that. You supposed to just surprise him. But okay. So he feeling away because he feel like, this dude tried to check me type of thing. So Robin, he tries to go to Andi's office and talk to her. But she like, is this about business? And he like, no. But she like, is it, sir? Is this about business, sir? And he like, no, it's not. And she like, okay, well, then ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to say. Because now you're walking back with your tail between your legs because you heard it wasn't true and you want to apologize. Andi don't want to hear it. He done threw her back into Gary's arms. So Fatima walks in and Andi confirms that she don't want to talk to him. Fatima like, you sure you don't want to hear what he has to say? I mean, I was a little bit curious to know what he had to say, but she gonna talk to him eventually. One thing Andi don't do is leave these men alone. They be spinning the block on her all the time. So she asks Fatima, like, did Dani call? She hasn't heard from her. She's been trying to get in touch with her about Sabrina. And Fatima ends up spilling the beans about going to Karen's house, last night. And she was like, it was good for the both of us. Like, I set some boundaries. I got some stuff off my chest. Miss Lisa's cool. And yeah. So we'll see. We just need to see if that baby's his. We see Hayden. I'm like, it's a lot going on in this office. Anyway, Hayden calls Gary to complain about what Robin just did. And Gary is like getting annoyed. Like, I don't care. Like, because Gary knows that y'all are not friends. This is what you do with your friend, which y'all are not. So he was like, look, I'll handle it. And Hayden's like, oh, you sure? And they going back and forth. And he was like, oh, so we not friends no more? Hayden has never had friends. Nobody has ever liked him. And I know he's a fictional character. But he's one of those fictional characters that always play like the villain. I know he hasn't been in nothing else. But y'all know how it be some people who like always play that role. And you be like, look, I don't even like you in real life. Because you just get on my nerves so bad. But he like, look, Gary just laughing. He like, anyway, no, we ain't friends. You need a friend, but you ain't gonna get it here. Just like you can't get a date with Fatima. So Karen made it to the shop. And Pam she holding everything down. Good to see Pam. Pam and her bad acting. And Karen tells Miss Lisa that, her girlfriends are gonna take turns checking on her. I don't know what they're going to be doing, but I'm sure they're not going to be throwing down in the kitchen. Even though Miss Lisa was cooking oatmeal every day. Like, come on now. Can we get something else? A side or something to drink? Anything. So Miss Lisa was like, oh, well, I got to go back to the VA. Like, I had talked to Aaron and he said he was going to check on you. And she's like, I really like him. I don't know. Now they said last week, like maybe it's too good to be true or maybe it's something about him. I feel like maybe it is something about him. But we'll find out. So, my main thought is, how much longer is this bed rest? How much longer are we supposed to? Was it a week? How long is it supposed to be? Because if it's a week, child, she ain't gonna be on bed rest till next season. Then we see Dani. She comes into the office. She has on dark shades and visible, bruises underneath. And the secretary in the front. When did Fatima stop working? Because remember, Fatima used to work in the front. I guess she. Oh, that's right. Andi did say Fatima needed a promotion. I forgot. My bad. But that promotion, that office they got her working in looked like it used to be a closet. Anywho, so she come in, she asking the secretary, like, is Andi here? She like, no, she just stepped away. And she's like, is Fatima here? So secretary called Fatima, and Fatima was like, well, did she ask for me? And at first the secretary was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, okay, I'm about to deal with this. And then she was like, no, I think you should come. She's like, well, did she ask for me? And she was like, well, at first she didn't, but when Andi was in the office, then she did. Like, why did you say no the first time? And why do you keep asking if she asked for you? Does it matter? Like, just come. Like, they would have been like, oh, Dani's here. Like, I would have just came up there. Like, at first, it's like, okay, well, maybe if she looking for Andi and Andi ain't here, nothing I can do. But the second time, she like, I think you should get up here. Like, let me get up there. So she come up there finally. And Andi just so happens to be walking in, like when Fatima was walking out to get her some water or whatever, or she was about to call her and see where she at. Like, they bumped into each other at the same time. Andi ain't reading the room at all. Like, are you looking in this girl's face? And she like, where you been? Like, I'm trying to call you about this with Sabrina and all that. Like, I got good news. And Dani don't care about that no more. Not right now, because she about to be up in the cell with her. So Dani was like, I need a lawyer. I unalived him. And Andi like, what? So, she don't know what happened. We gonna see next week. Like, is he really unalived? We gonna find out on the next episode. How many more episodes we got? Does anybody know? And I know over there on JB's channel, he was saying like something about on Zatima, Zach had proposed. Like, maybe there's gonna be a cross reference over here on Sistas. I don't know. Like, I'm here for it because I ain't watching Zatima, but let me know if that's what y'all think this is. Down in the comments, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.